Some of your work in Standing Rock. I believe you walked in the last 10 or 15 minutes of it. I'm not sure, but I remember seeing it. Yeah, but I
So what do you think about what I'm doing with trying to get this information out and blowing the whistle and stuff?
John, I think that for when I first heard about you, I didn't think it was real. Okay, and the more I started learning about what was going on with the treaties and the land and the oil and the water and the dirt and the tar sands, the rocks, the whole everything, and the children and everything, the reality of what you're saying and what you're doing, it devastates me, it pisses me off, it angers me, it hurts me, and I think that Indian country should be very, very concerned, from East Coast to West Coast, North to South. The world should know. And Tungashala, the greatest blessing in the world, I think today is you. You and Mark Ruffalo. You know, I told you Mark Ruffalo lost his brother.
Yep.
For doing the same thing. So I couldn't be more happier for the you two men to bring us this news that the black snake was coming. And now that the black snake is here, the native people need, everybody needs to rise, because there's no color in vitamin when the pipeline breaks and the oil hits the water, and the devastation that it will do to the future. I'm not talking about just the here and now. I'm talking about 7 times 7 times 7 times 10. Future up above. We won't see that if we don't stand up now, from East Coast to West Coast, North and South, all over. I mean, so reality. How do I feel about you? I love you with my whole life. And I'm really, how do I feel about Dave Rashambo? I'm pissed, I'm angry, I'm hurt, and I'm pissed the heck off. And I think every person should feel pissed off and stand up and let it be, so that there is no pipelines. You don't have to fight, you don't have to have guns, you don't have to kill anybody, but let the world know that this is not okay. And instead of making oil pipeline, make water pipelines. Make use of the pipelines that is for something good, not something bad.
Right, we should protect the water.
Yes.
Everybody, it doesn't matter who you are, a CEO of an oil company should protect the water at all costs, because their kids and their grandkids are going to be hopefully around someday, if we keep going, if this world keeps generating human life, because humanity could be gone quickly if we don't make a change. And these people need to make a change, and we need to go renewable energy. I want to thank you for coming here and doing this interview today with me. I want to thank you for passing out my DVDs. Why did you want to meet with me and pass out my DVDs and bumper stickers and stuff? Why?
It wasn't so much for your bumper stickers and DVDs. I wanted to hear it by myself, what you had to say. And I have an obligation to the grandmothers of the great Lakota, Nakota, Dakota, Cheyenne people. And my obligation is I have to hear it first, what you have to say. And I passed that information to the original Treaty Council of the Great Lakota Nation of the Fort Laramie, 1851. And what they do is they take it and they talk about it and they pray about it. And they let me know if I did a good job or a bad job.
Right.
And I think that what you have to say is far beyond what we believed. And now that we know that our prayers are the truth, is what we felt, versus what you're showing us in reality, it makes perfect sense as to what we have to do next. Not just the Fort Laramie or Standing Rock or Cheyenne or Lakotas or any of us, but all of us. this ain't a racial issue. It's beyond color. It's beyond the living mankind today. It stretches, like they said, thou shalt be done on earth as it is in heaven. If we don't take care of it now, how can we take care of the heavens? And so we're in a spot in our lifetime right here, right now, that we have to decide which direction that we're going to go. And you took us in the right direction. Now it's for us to decide, are we going to follow and listen to what you're saying? Because Tungashla told us, but you affirmed it. That's the word, affirmed.
Yes.
To make it solid, so
Yep.
we brought it together.
I've been waiting for Standing Rock. I knew that my video footage someday, whether I was dead or alive, would be used to help protect Mother Earth. I knew that. It would be the evidence. It would be the tip on the spear. And that's what you guys need. You guys need this information. I'm honored that you're here. Thank you for sharing what I've been sacrificing my health and my life for, trying to get this information out. Thank you for helping me.
It's a great honor. It's more or less the other way around. I honestly, with my whole heart, my life, on behalf of the Lakota Nation, as the great Tetuan, the voice of the Nakota, Cheyenne peoples, we thank you for going out of your way. You didn't have to quit your job. You didn't have to risk your life, but you did. You sacrificed your life, your family, your future, for not just some people, but mankind in general, and everybody should look at you in a good way. One of these days, when you go home to Gashala, he has a spot for you right by him. And you know, the spot is not an easy spot to get, because you have to risk it all in order to get what you want from him. And you've done that. You've earned your spot with the Creator, and
I just begun. Just so you know, Joann, I just begun.
I don't believe it. I can tell you what I feel. No, I can't tell you how I feel, but I can show you better than I can tell you. And right now, I know a lot of us Lakota people are like, wow.
Well, if you know any chiefs, this council, I want to shake their hand. I want them to look me in the eye. I want them to see my soul, and I want to team up with them. And I want to make a crew of people where we travel around and we document these spills, because I believe the more education we have for the normal white man to see, the normal, the population that normally doesn't give a shit about what happens, I want to change their opinion. I want to get them off the sofa. I want them to protest with us, alongside of us. I want the police officers to turn in their badges, or at least come to our side and say, this is for our kids, this is for my grandkids, and you're not going to pay me enough to do anything that is against these amazing people that are trying to protect our water. You can't pay me off. That's what I want these police officers to say.
This is where I have to say, Clifford White Eyes, Janice Bad Horse Larson, Garver Goodplume, Rosemary from Mexico, or New Mexico, Randy Ferguson. There's many Tetuan people that we can call on from South Dakota. I only pick and choose a few that I work with. My Auntie Lorraine, my Auntie Bernice. The elders won't come with us, but their children will.
Right.
To document it, because they're elders, and this is the elders. They have the chanupa and they live their life, and now they're fragile and they're older, and some are sick, but their loved ones they can come and they can document this with you the way you'd like, and they can help to move this in the direction it's supposed to be moved. But for now, you'd have to give me a little bit of time to get a hold of Janice and Clifford and Garvard and my dad and Rosemary, because I think that this is all the way from the East Coast to the West Coast. And I think that you would need one from New York, one from Chicago, from the Great Plains. That treaty, Fort Laramie 1851, is an international treaty. I would strongly recommend for right now not to use Orville Looking Horse,
Okay.
because there's some things going on that are in question.
Okay.
And even though he carries the white buffalo calf, Chinoopa,
Yeah.
I come from Wounded Knee, and a lot of people, if we don't straighten this up, they're going to die. You know that, and I
Yeah,
know that.
I know. It's going to get a lot worse before it gets better, but we don't have a choice. We have to do something. We have to protect.
Yeah, yes, and if Orville really respects that Chinoopa the way he says he does, he'll give us room to work, and he'll let us do what we have to do, and we will cover this land to the best of our ability. I can't even think right now after the interview we did. I feel whole inside, because I knew it was coming, and it's here, and it's here today. And the question is now what you're going to do about it. What's the next step? Because my next step was finish up the UN and get everybody, on all these world UN places in The Hague. And what you have to say is I never even dreamed of it like that. Never thought to do such a thing. But you're right. And our elders, if I remember correctly, they said, yeah, we have to see this.
They have to, yeah.
We have to pray. We have to know, because we know what's coming through here. We know the devastation. But now let us see it.
Right.
So yes.
Everybody knows that you don't want these oil pipelines, but people just didn't know why. And so when I was out to Standing Rock, I was in the dome showing it to hundreds of people every night, and they were like, "We love it." They were crying, but I was told it's preaching to the choir, but it's not. They have moms and dads and brothers and sisters that do not know why their kids are out there, or why their brothers and sisters are out to Standing Rock. In my video, after they showed it to them, it woke them up. And then they said, I understand. Now I'm going to come out to Standing Rock with you, and things like that. My video is powerful. And it's just me. That's all I got. I just got the truth. And I just make lots of videos, and I just try to tell a story so that way people can see the truth.
If I remember correct, I remember seeing parts of the video that you're talking about. I know there was a lot of times I was angry in Standing Rock. The anger overwhelmed me for everything that I knew and what was happening. And John, I don't know the word to say to you, okay? But you don't need a pat on the back. The Creator blessed you. And the rest of us, if we want that same blessing that you have, we have to wake up. And in Lakota way, there's a thing. You don't go around and ask everybody to pat you on the back, because you know what kind of blessing you got from the Creator. And it's wakan. In Lakota, it's sacred. And you're educating the people, and that's how we got to go about it.
Right.
And you've come up with one of the very best in the world, and that was all the evidence that this oil, this tar, this bitumen, it's going to do. It's going to all the damage it can do. We have a chance, because you actually did it, okay? I don't know if I said that right or wrong, but I'm hoping that.
Did it come from your heart?
It came from my heart.
That's all that
because
matters. That's all that matters.
I'm just devastated right now. I can't even think outside my head. I can't see straight. I just want to go back to Pine Ridge and Montana and North Dakota and tell the grassroots, well, not so much North Dakota, but tell our family, you know, hey, I need, this is what I need right now. This is what will happen.
Oh.
And normally when I feel like that, I tell our grandmothers and our grandfathers, and they have me go inside of a sweat lodge and cry.
I want to go do I need to get in a sweat lodge. I need to be closer to God. I do.
The cleansing.
Yes, I do. I have a lot of chemicals in me too. I'm probably going to get super dizzy when I do this, but I need to do it. I gotta get these chemicals out of my body.
Tunkashla, he never allows you to get super dizzy. Just he gives you what you need, and he helps you to separate the overwhelming feelings that add up. You know, come from what we're doing. I know in Albuquerque, if you're driving towards Albuquerque, look up my dad, Randy Ferguson. He's my Hunka dad, and ask him for the nearest sweat lodge, and offer tobacco and tell him you want a sweat lodge, and he has a friend who has a sweat lodge in Albuquerque, and they will put a sweat lodge for you, and the singers will be there, the people
Nice.
will be there to help you pray.